everyone, it's Fionn and welcome back to my channel, Christine Original Eva Chanel. I hope you're all really well, and today I am just going to have a little run through of my reading plans for August. Now, July did not go to plan. So far I've read 3 books, 3 physical books at least, and they were all ones that I was planning to read, so at least there's that, but it's put me quite behind on where I was hoping to be at with my summer TBR, which is fine. Like, it's really not that deep. If I don't read them, I don't read them, but I would like to. So I'm currently reading How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kuang, and I'm over halfway through, but I still have quite a way to go. I think I calculated I've got like 3 hours left. I was hoping to have finished this by today, so that I could move on to One Day by David Nichols, because this was my poll winner for July and I have not touched it yet. So I figured, today is the last day of July, by the way, so I figured if I finish this by today, then start this, then I wouldn't feel like I failed my July poll winner. But I think I've decided that if I don't finish this today, then I'm just going to write this one off and add it back into the mix and try again another time. But maybe this will be the first book I finish in July, maybe this will, maybe neither of them. So that's a starting point for us. Back at the end of May, I made a summer TBR using prompts for my TBR jar, and I ended up picking out, well, I pulled 8 prompts, but one of the prompts was a book I had in mind for a reading vlog, and the vlog that I had in mind that I wanted to make was reading the lowest rated and highest rated books on my physical TBR. The lowest rated book is Kismet by Luke Treasure. I think this is like 2.91 or 2.89, something like that. So it is a pretty low rating. And then the other book that I pulled to go with that, the highest one, was In Memoriam by Alice Wynne, because this was, I want to say 4.57. However, it's actually a tie, and Against the Loveless World by Susan Abelhauer has the same rating as this, so I kind of feel I have to read them all. So that gives another 3 books in the mix. These are not the very highest rated, but I think there's like one above them, which is a Harry Potter book that I'm not at in the series yet. So I'm going to skip that and go for either one or both of those 2. And then I also have Small Worlds by Caleb Azuma Nelson, Northwards by Daniel Mason, The Miseducation of Evie Epworth by Matson Taylor, and Homecoming by Luan Goldie. So there's a lot going on right now. I also decided in July to start A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I knew I wanted to vlog this book, so I didn't just pick this for a book I had in mind for a reading vlog. I don't know, but this ended up being a total mood read. I highly doubt I am going to finish this in August, but you never know what might happen. I am enjoying it so far, although I will say I don't think I've picked it up in a week. It's slow progress. But yeah, I am enjoying this so far. Okay, where are we at? I posted my August poll on Instagram last night, and it was between 4 books, as always. The 4 books were, the first 2, like, it was never gonna be either of these 2. Night Heron by Adam Brooks and The Rapture by Claire McGlasson. These are both books that I got in a box of stories, and I think this one actually does sound quite good, but I think it sounds quite complicated. I do not think I'm gonna like this. I think I should get rid of it, but I cannot make myself get rid of a book that I haven't at least attempted to read, because it's in the back of my mind like, but what if I love it? But I believe this is a Christian fiction, and I just don't think I'm going to enjoy it. Like, reading the blurb last night to post a poll, I was just like, oh, it just doesn't sound good to me. Not just because of the religious aspect, but just, it just doesn't sound good to me. So yeah, anyway, those 2 are out of the question. So that was totally irrelevant. The other two books were First Time Caller by B.K. Borison, which I literally got this week in London, and Notes on an Execution by Danica Kafka. I thought it was going to be between these two. I actually thought this one might pip it, but as it stands, there's obviously still time left on the poll, but Notes on an Execution is winning by quite a landslide. So I think this is going to be the winner for this month. So that'll be in the mix. And then, oh my goodness. Aside from having my like seasonal TBR, I'm also pulling a prompt for each specific month, just one, and I've literally just done that, and I got a book by an author I've read before. So options for that are Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I have also read Little Fires Everywhere a few months ago and actually really enjoyed that one, so I'm looking forward to this. Also, the first line of this book is, Lydia is dead, but they don't know this yet. I think that is such a good opener, so I am excited for when I get to this one. I also could do The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I've read Betting on You, which I didn't enjoy, and what's the other one I read by Lynn Painter? The Do-Over, which I really did enjoy. So I'm intrigued to see where I kind of stand on this one. I think those other two are both YA and this one's adult, so that will be slightly different. I could do How to Disappear by Gillian McAllister, which I was planning to read this month anyway. My mum got me this for my birthday, and I was thinking I might take this on holiday, so I think this is a pretty good contender for that. What else is there? Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. I've read The Handmaid's Tale, but I don't think this is going to be the one I choose this month. Penance by Eliza Clark. I've also read Piglet in June, and I quite enjoyed Piglet. I think I'm more excited for this one. Oh, actually, I did enjoy Piglet quite a lot, but I do think I'm more excited for this one, so that's an option. And The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder so much, so I'm very excited to get to this one. And the spine of this one, for some reason, really draws me in. So when they're all in my cart, I keep looking at the spine and being like, oh, I want to read that. So this is a definite option. Is that all? No. I also have The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. I have read Three Sisters by her, which is another one in this series, and I thought it was absolutely amazing, but I don't think I'm going to read this month. And The Wild Silence by Raina Wynn. This is the sequel to The Salt Path, the film of which has just recently come out and has caused a bit of controversy from what I hear. There are questions over the integrity of Raina Wynn and her husband and their actions leading up to where the story starts. So I mean, I'm still gonna read this. I haven't looked into it enough, but yeah, I liked the first book. I read it quite a few years ago, but my grandma really likes this series, so she's got them all for me, and that is another reason that I would like to read them. Incidentally, I recently picked up Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Does anyone know if I have to read Caraval before I read this? Because I do not have Caraval, so I would have to get my hands on that. But I don't know if it's necessary before reading this. I don't know if they're related at all. I just feel like I've seen that somewhere before, something to do with you should read one before the other, and I don't know which way around it is. So if anyone knows, please let me know about that. Other ones that I was hoping to get to this month anyway are, well, it's really just the one, because I would have said How to Disappear, but then I think I'm going to choose that for an author I've read before. I read Wrong Place, Wrong Time by the same author, and I believe I gave that one 4 stars. I would really like to get to Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young at some point soon, just because I'm so excited about this one. Just an option. So let me put these back. It's a lot of books. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just Oh my goodness. Literally no way I'm reading all of these. I don't know if you can see them. So yeah, like I said, it's literally not that deep. And I've always said I want reading to be a hobby, not a chore. So I don't want to force myself to read books just because I said I was going to, so now I have to. But I also like to do something that I say I'm going to do. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just like it. I like ticking them off and being like, yep, achieved. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think I'm going to have some time for more concentrated reading. I'm going away for a few days and I'm literally going to lie on the beach. The thing is, when I'm on the beach, I often just fall asleep. But now that I have a new cap, I may be better at staying awake because the sun won't be so directly in my eyes. But yeah, that's where we're at. I don't know if I'm going to film a wrap up for this month because so far I've only finished three physical books, one audiobook, but the 3 physical books have all been in a vlog, and that will probably be my next video or the video after. So it kind of feels irrelevant to just make a wrap up about those 3 books when they're all in a video together anyway. I guess it depends if I do manage to finish How to End a Love Story today, and I obviously said I finished an audiobook this month, which was Ultra Processed People by Chris Van Tulleken. So I have a few things to say about that, but honestly, really not a lot. I'm also listening to Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood at the moment. So if I finish that today, because I am planning to do some housework today, so I will be spending a bit of time listening to that, but I'm not really enjoying it at all. So probably don't have that much to say about that either. So we're just gonna see where it goes. With all that said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great month and a great month of reading, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!